In today's video, we've got a story that's been unfolding in the background, and it's shaking up the entire gaming community. It's about a company that for a long time was considered one of the giants of the industry. But now, after a series of disastrous moves, they've found themselves on the brink of collapse. I'm talking about Ubisoft. Yes, Ubisoft. A name that used to be synonymous with massive franchises, cutting-edge gameplay, and unforgettable experiences. But what's happening now? Before we dive deeper into Ubisofts Fall and what it means for the future of gaming, I want to take a moment to remind you to hit that subscribe button and join the Waz Up Nerd Insider community. If you're passionate about gaming news, industry shifts, and leaks, you're in the right place. By subscribing, you'll stay ahead of the curve with the latest updates about Ubisoft's downfall, the rise of new game development companies, and everything else happening in the gaming world in 2025. Don't miss out. Be part of our growing family of gaming enthusiasts. Let's keep the conversation going. 2024 has been a year of extreme highs and lows for the gaming industry. On one hand, we've seen the incredible success of games like Helldivers 2, the hype surrounding Power World, and the astonishing rise of Black Myth Wukong, a game that not only captured the hearts of gamers, but also helped put China on the map in terms of game development. But on the other hand, we've witnessed the painful downfall of one of the biggest players in the market, Ubisoft. You probably saw it coming. Ubisoft has been taking hit after hit over the past few years, and it's not just about one bad launch or a failed marketing campaign. No, it's much bigger than that. Ubisoft's problems are systemic, and they've accumulated to the point where, in 2024, the company was voted as the worst company of the year by the gaming community. And no, that's not just some internet joke. It's a real title they've earned. Now, looking ahead to 2025, it doesn't get any better for Ubisoft. In fact, things might get worse before they get better, if they even have a shot at recovery. Let's break down why Ubisoft is facing the music, why their value has dropped so significantly, and what this means for the future of gaming. The harsh reality, Ubisoft's market collapse. Let's talk numbers, because this is where things get real. You know, back in the day, Ubisoft was sitting pretty with a market cap valued at over $12 billion. That's right, $12 billion. Fast forward to 2025, and their market cap has crashed to just $1.7 billion. Yep, you read that right. A company that was once worth over $12 billion has seen its value drop by a staggering 85% in just 4 years. And that's just the beginning. Ubisoft isn't just facing a minor dip. This is a full-on collapse. Reports show that in 2025 alone, their market value has dropped by another 43%. And with every passing day, the company seems to be slipping further into oblivion. But what happened? How did we get here? Well, let's break down the factors contributing to this gaming giant's fall from grace. So what went wrong for Ubisoft? How did a company that used to be known for its cutting-edge franchises end up here, fighting to survive in the market? First of all, let's talk about the games. Ubisoft used to have an amazing roster of franchises. Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six, the list goes on and on. But in recent years, these games have either failed to live up to expectations or been delayed indefinitely. Look at Assassin's Creed, for example. Once considered the crown jewel of Ubisoft's lineup, Assassin's Creed has been in a steady decline, with every new entry facing more and more criticism. From buggy releases to disappointing gameplay changes, Ubisoft has lost the magic that made these games so iconic. Take Rainbow Six Siege, one of their biggest hits in recent memory. While it initially garnered praise, it quickly became clear that Ubisoft couldn't maintain the game's momentum. The community's trust began to erode as constant updates and lackluster content pushed fans away. Ubisoft has made some questionable decisions here, and they've paid the price. They've alienated a loyal fan base, and no amount of PR can fix that. Then there's the disaster that was Skull and Bones. Remember that one? Ubisoft hyped it up as the next big thing in the Assassin's Creed universe, but it's been in development for nearly a decade without a proper release. The game has become infamous for its constant delays, massive budget overruns, and ultimately its failure to meet expectations. It's the perfect example of how bad things have gotten at Ubisoft. And we can't forget about the terrible mismanagement of their workforce. There have been multiple reports of toxic work environments, lack of transparency, and failed leadership at the highest levels. Ubisoft has faced a ton of backlash from both employees and fans for their handling of these issues. It's no wonder that so many people have started to turn their backs on them. The most glaring issue right now is Ubisoft's finances. They've been losing money at an alarming rate. From 2021 to 2025, their losses have only gotten worse. Their once thriving game portfolio has become a drain on resources, and their inability to adapt to changing market trends has only made matters worse. Ubisoft has tried to lean into live service games, but that strategy has largely failed. Their titles haven't been able to compete with the likes of Fortnite, Apex Legends, and Call of Duty, which have dominated the online gaming space. And don't even get me started on the loot boxes and microtransactions. Gamers are fed up with being nickel and dimed at every turn. And yet, despite all of this, Ubisoft refuses to change their approach. They continue to push out unfinished products, rely on microtransactions to drive revenue, and neglect the feedback from their community. It's no surprise that their stock value has plummeted, and investors are getting nervous. If something doesn't change soon, Ubisoft could be on the verge of being sold off or even going bankrupt. There's a real chance that in 2025, Ubisoft might not even exist in its current form. The big question on everyone's mind now is, can Ubisoft recover from this? Can they pull off some kind of miracle and return to the top of the gaming world? Unfortunately, it doesn't look promising. The company's market value continues to plummet, and their most valuable assets, Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry, are starting to lose their luster. The community has turned on them, and the backlash is only growing louder. Even if Ubisoft does manage to release some new games, it's hard to see how they can regain the trust of the gaming community. But hey, don't take my word for it. Analysts are already predicting that Ubisoft will be sold off in 2025. The company's most valuable franchises could be sold to other developers or publishers, and the Ubisoft name might be nothing more than a distant memory. It's honestly hard to imagine a world without Ubisoft, but at this point, it seems like a real possibility. So, where does this leave us? The rise and fall of Ubisoft is one of the most shocking stories in gaming history. From one of the biggest players in the industry to a company that may not survive the year, what happened? Well, a combination of bad decisions, poor management, and a lack of innovation led to their downfall. Ubisoft didn't listen to their fans, and now they're paying the price. If Ubisoft does somehow manage to turn things around in 2025, it'll be nothing short of a miracle. But given their current trajectory, it's hard to see that happening. The gaming world is changing fast, and companies that don't adapt will be left behind. Unfortunately, Ubisoft might already be too far gone. So, what do you think? Is 2025 the end of Ubisoft as we know it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, share it with your fellow gamers, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.